back to my channel. This is Brittany Lene. How are y'all? Good? Okay. So, I came to y'all today so we could talk about episode 18. Um, this is when our girls finally get their casa moment, right? So we pick up from our Villa boys over with Casa, with the Casa girls. So they all end up splitting up, right? Sydney and Bryce, they are talking. They're talking about her culture. She's Haitian, her cooking, and he was like, "Oh no, like the spice will eat me up. I'm cooked." She was like, "Yeah, you can't eat at my house," and I'm pretty sure she don't want you to eat at her house anyway. I don't think she like you, Bryce. Um, Zach and Alana are talking. Alana is the racist lady. I'm gonna tell y'all now right now. If she is in this season, the rest of this season, after the next episode, I'm just gonna ignore her. I'm not gonna talk about her. I'm gonna skip forward past her scenes because I don't support racism, right? Right. Okay. Alana ends up telling Zach that she was nervous about getting with him because of him and Kayla in the hideaway, which is something that he mentioned earlier when he kept trying to soft launch him leaving, right? But she also tells him that she knows his brother. You want to know how she knows his brother? They were smooching. They made out. Disgusting, actually. And he still said that he was interested in talking to her. Disgusting. Casey is chatting with Tiara. He ends up asking her, does she know who he's coupled up with? And she was like, yeah, Aniya. And he was like, okay. And she was like, but that's not your girlfriend. And he was like, that's not my girlfriend. And so she was like, he still needs to explore and stuff like that. And then they get to kissing and doing all that. If you ask me, this is very lustful. And Tiara is a pretty girl, okay? Really pretty. Very gorgeous. But I feel like Casey is not going to be serious with her. I feel like Casey is trying to scratch an itch. The horny itch. That's what he's trying to scratch, right? I really don't see this past lust. Sorry. I don't. So, Sincere and Amora end up talking. And they're going to end up sharing a bed. Caleb and Permata are gonna share a bed. Casey end up asking Tiara to share a bed. Zach and Alana are gonna share a bed. And like I said previously, Sydney and Bryce, they're gonna share a bed. So in the midst of all of that, it cuts to the villa, right? And Kata is basically saying that if Zach does anything physical, which we know is sexual, that the whole villa gonna shake. Slim Reaper, I believe you. I believe you. The girls are, just continuing getting out their grievances and stuff. Aniya ends up saying that two can play that game and I can play it 10 times harder. Aniya, during this episode, I'm not gonna lie, you was pissing me off, girl, and I love you down. But you was pissing me off. Towards the end, you started to redeem yourself, but here, you was pissing me off. And Trinity tells her, you should. This should be the last time that you allow him to play in your face like that and play with your feelings. And Trinity ends up telling her that you need to consider bringing somebody back because she is genuinely getting irritated with this KC thing and the back and forth and how he's moving and stuff. And I said, oh, sister, what's tea? Because Trinity is the most level-headed person in that villa, and she's so young, but she's the most level-headed. So I feel like if she's saying that, what else is it that we're not seeing? Because y'all like to hold Trinity word as bond, which she ain't. I ain't never seen something to say that she has lied. But what else is it that we don't know about? And because I'm agreeing with Trinity, girl, bring somebody back. Do your big one, right? So it goes back to the Casa house and everybody's getting ready for bed. The girls are yip yapping and chit chatting, and they asked TT about Tiara. They asked Tiara about her and KC and if they kissed, and she was like, duh. Sydney was like, her lip gloss is gone, girl. Like, what do you mean? And TT was like, my man. And I'm like, Girl, it's the first night. It's the first night. It's the first night. And I want you to quit getting so giddy and excited. I know you said you fall fast, but damn. TT, come on. It's the first night. You ain't even went to sleep with the nigga yet. And then Alana ends up telling the group that she knows Charlie. And TT was like, in what way? She talked about, well, we went on a date. You told Zach that you only kissed that man. You told the girls that y'all went on a date. So did you go on a date with him and then kiss him, and you just omitted the dating part to Zach? Get little racist off my screen. She already finna piss me off. It's time to go to bed, and like I stated previously, Casa people, they sleeping with each other, and then of course the Villa girls are sleeping alone. As they're getting ready for bed, Kayla is over there swiping through pictures of her and Zach. Ew, girl, stand up. Kenzie ends up pulling out Corbin's drawer. He took everything and left her picture. He took everything and left her picture. I can't make it up. And she was like, just fuck him. And everybody was like, we don't want to speak them tomorrow, blah, 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 right? Over in the Casa house, it seemed like a lot of them wasn't going to sleep. Like, most of them was up talking, but then Casey and TT, they was touchy-feely and they was kissing and stuff like that. So the next morning, the girls wake up and I'm talking about them getting dressed, being cute and sexy for the day. They get a text. Y'all, they're getting their own pool party for the Casa guys. They're getting dressed, all of that. They're gonna go get dressed and all of that. It cuts to them, well, the guys waking up at Casa, and everybody is like talking to their people and stuff. We see Sincere wrapped up with Amor, and I'm like, okay. They go into their glam room, and Amor was like, I seen some covers go up last night, and TT was like, we didn't do nothing. All we did was kiss. We didn't do anything sexual. So the ladies in the villa, they're cooking themselves breakfast. I love this scene so much, simply based off the fact that they did not have to go get glammed up in order to get breakfast. Babe, they went downstairs in a moo-moos, pimple patch things, bonnets, sleeping clothes. Like, to me, this showed the true definition of girlhood. When there's no men around, baby, I can sleep how I want to. They woke up the next morning, everybody spread eagle out on their bed. Like, come on. I was like, I love this scene. This is a nice scene. It goes over to the Casa girls, and they're asking Pramada, like, how was her night with Caleb? And she was like, he was really sweet. He held me the entire night. Then it went to Jaden, the blonde, and she was like, oh my God, like, Corbin, he's this, he's that. Like, I was just like, oh, like, she was just so smitten with him. And I'm just like, okay, girl. Maybe it's just because I don't like these men. Like, we get Caleb, Corbin, and Zach talking. Corbin tells Zach that him and both of them have unfinished business in the villa, meaning when Zach left for Casa, him and Kata was already beefing back and forth because of the whole Caleb situation and Zach being jealous, basically. Then Corbin speaks about how there were so many red flags that popped up with Kenzie. There were so many red flags that popped up with Kenzie that he didn't have a chance to bring it up to her before she left. No, you had plenty of time to bring it up to her. When you thought that she was telling you what you were doing wrong, you could have brought it up to her then. Then, in addition, let's be real, you don't like her no more based on what them guys said. See, you go based off of opinion based on your homeboys. You, pretty much all y'all in that villa do. And you was trying to talk about, like, you don't know how it's going to be with her, especially how her past actions did. What about your past actions? You were also involved in the triangle with her and Caleb because you wouldn't leave her alone as well. Corbin, please get out of my face. It goes to the Villa girls, and Kenzie is basically saying F Corbin, and Trinity was like, yeah, it's him. It's still F him. It's still F Corbin, and Corbin is F'd. Blah, 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 right? I laughed at that. Then Melanie starts saying how her and Sincere already kind of had something going on before then, but she was like, this is just like another test. And she was like, the way that he had his hands up at first trying to be respectful, then you trying to follow the leader. She was like, the way that he was grabbing her ass, she was like, his fingers were all in there. You might as well should have wiped her ass. Then she said he over there biting out of his lip. Damn lip almost fell off. Get him, Melanie, cause she right. She had me screaming. Oh, she had me screaming. Then you cut to Sincere talking with Bryce and Casey, and Sincere's basically like he's still thinking about Mel, but he want to fully experience and he want to give all of these girls a chance, just like he gave Soul a chance. Yikes, because you really did give her a chance. You were lying to her, right? They ask about KC. KC says Aniya is a question mark, and Sincere is trying to be like, is that a definite question mark? Like, what do you mean by that? And he was like, he gonna try to say, well, I don't know what she's doing over there. KC, you are finna piss me off, because you trying to say, to me that sounded like a scapegoat answer. Well, I don't know what she's doing. After the day before, that night before, you wowed out the way that you did. Now you want to try to say, well, I don't know what she's doing. She know what you're doing, because she's seen you, right? So, Sincere even saying, well, she doesn't know what you're doing either. Wrong. She actually saw y'all at the little heartbreak challenge thing. So she is know what you're doing. But you trying to say, I don't know what she's doing, only to get your face cracked when the men came in on their boat later on. Like, Casey, I was right about you. I said that you waiting to unleash your inner F-boy, and that I needed to watch you, but that you were growing on me. But I see that I was right. I see that I was right. I'm never wrong. You are proving my point, and I'm so sad about it. It goes to the girls, and Aniya is basically saying, like, she already knows, like, she already knows that Casey isn't thinking about her or her feelings. And Melanie was like, okay, and you do what you do. You turn up. You make the most of this situation then. How about that? Trinity agreed. And she was like, I think somebody was like, I don't want to hear anything about KC. And Melanie was like, okay. She was like, right. She said, no, we're not going to speak of any other guys' names in here. If you feel like you want to worry about it and throw up, do it right now. But after out of this room, no names are coming out of this room. So then we see Ariana doing her little slow walk. Ariana, she was cute. That was a cute little swimsuit outfit she had on, okay? She tiptoes upstairs to the ladies, and she brings the ladies. She was like, y'all look beautiful, y'all look gorgeous. Let's go on down to the fire pit and have some conversation. I forgot to mention, Kizzy said she gonna be on her single girl shit. All of y'all are single. Y'all just coupled up. Anyway, so Ariana is going around the circle with the ladies and just asking them, like, okay, how did you guys feel about I guess your coupling and up until where they are now in Casa. Of course, everybody who had the issues, they were like, well, we had issues, and then Casa is here. Then the people who didn't have issues, they were like, you know, things were good. Now that we're at Casa and we see the footage, this is how we feel, right? Well, then Ari ends up saying, okay, it's time to get y'all's Casa journey started. And why not have double the fun? And when we have double the fun, instead of just getting 6 guys, y'all are getting 12. Everybody go crazy. In the midst of her telling them this, our Casa boys are riding on a boat, a yacht, if you will. And they're going past the Casa house, and they're like, Villa, Villa, Villa. And all of the guys, our OG guys, like, oh shit, look at that. And everybody, they're freaking out. They're like, there's like 6 Corbins on that boat. Oh, that's more than 6. And then they were like, Then I think Sincere was like, that looks like a dozen. And I'm like, and they all waving at the Villa boys and stuff. The Villa boys and stuff as they're going past. And then the whole thing that was going through my mind the whole time was that song with Cash Doll on it. It's so many niggas. It's so hard to pick one. But if I got to, I want the rich one. I want the rich one. Yeah. They ate with the 12 men, right? They get to the house. Ari ends up introducing all of them. The girls are like, oh my God, this is so many to choose from. Oh, we're gonna have a blast. She ends up telling them that only 6 get to stay, which I feel like they should have. Where was everybody gonna sleep? I don't know. Take them to a hotel, but they should have let all 12 stay to give the girls time to get to know everybody, because with the pool party, we don't know how long that went on for, but like, how can you genuinely get to know people like that when it's that many people? Like, maybe they could have slept on it and said, oh, well, maybe I like this person better, but whatever. They cut to the OG guys at the Casa house. They all sit in the circle, crisscross applesauce, like it's circle time, and they all sick. They are sick that they got 12 men. And I'm like, y'all can try to act like it, but all of y'all are sick to y'all stomach. All of y'all are sick to y'all stomach. I love it. So, Ariana ends up telling them, okay, y'all talk what the chemistry actually feeling like, the sexual chemistry. So she pulls everybody to the fire pit. She tells the guys that they each get 2 women that they get to kiss. I can't remember everybody, but I'm finna tell you off the top of my dome, okay? I took little notes, but then I stopped because it was too many. Aniya does get chosen first. She got chosen by Carl. She was all on him. He went to the floor. She got on top of him. They was grinding while they was kissing. It was pretty good. Then Carl chose Kenzie. Ronnie chose Melanie, and then Ronnie chose Jen afterward. Kyle got Trinity. Tino got Kata. Then you had Key and Aniya. Key picked up Aniya and was squatting her as they were kissing. I said, okay. And then Chandler after came behind Key, got Aniya as well, put her against the tree, baby. Hair was everything. I said, oh, this is good. Casey gonna be sick when he see this. Gaul and Jen was really excited to talk to Gaul, so she was excited that he chose her to kiss. Oh, one thing I did note on here, Trey went to Melanie and they were right next to Ariana kissing. Ari was like, oh, y'all want some water? Then Trey chose Kenzie. He said, I know you're a dancer. Show me some moves. Baby, this was Kenzie time to show out. I can't lie. My girl ate. I don't like her, but this episode, she was my girl because she ate that. She did like one of those body rolls that they stand up and do the body roll down onto the body, like down onto the, who was she kissing? Trey. Down onto Trey. Baby, she hit them splits. She was dancing. Then she came up with that little twerk or whatever in his face. I said, Kenzie, you ate that. I don't like you. I still don't like you. But you ate that little one thing up. The 6 boys that end up being chosen is Corey, Che, Carl, Gaul, Ronnie, and Dylan. At first, I was irritated with those picks because I'm like, baby, ain't nobody darker than a paper bag. Light skin paper bag, right? But also, I'm like, what was those conversations like? Because the whole time, I didn't really see Key speak. And I know some people wanted Aniya to get with Key, but... So, after the guys are chosen, Casa House is getting ready, Villa House is getting ready. The Villa House guys are, like the Casa boys are just talking about, you know, how they think everybody is cool and they can't wait to get to know the girls more. Then it cuts to the Casa House. The women are getting ready. Amora says that she loves the energy that Sincere is giving her, and how attentive he is to her. TT ends up making a rap, talking about, my name is TT, KC my man, can't wait for tonight, cause he gonna taste me or something. And I said, oh, TT girl, you coming off real thirsty, Bookie. I like you, but you coming off real thirsty. I don't like that, friend. It goes to the guys talking, and the guys are just, Corbin says he forgot he was in a couple, and I'm just like, Corbin, you full of shit, honestly. You're full of shit. You honestly are. And trying to say that based on what Kenzie has shown that she's gonna do him wrong, you gonna do her wrong as well, because like I said, you weren't innocent in that love triangle with Caleb. You weren't. You were a part of it just as much as the problem. Aniya and Aniya and Melanie gets to talking. They pissed me off because I miss my man. Them niggas is not thinking about y'all. Maybe Sincere is, but they trying to say that they hope this is just like their last hoorah, like a bachelor trip. No, babe, they just want to get their rocks off. I need y'all to stand up. Like, oh, they was getting on my nerves. Aniya ends up saying that she knows that KC ain't thinking about her and is having the time of his life. So she wants to have the time of her life. Do it. I need you to do it. She tells Melanie that they need to talk to the men that were there and explore. Melanie is looking indifferent to that. Aniya, I need you to stay away from Melanie throughout Casa, because she got confidence that her man gonna come back single. You, on the other hand, you don't feel that much confidence like she do. And Sincere just might come back single. KC, on the other hand, is most likely not coming back single. So you need to go out and explore and go talk to these men and bring somebody back, because you gonna be looking stupid because he bringing somebody back. I know he is. Kata and Che ends up talking in the speakeasy. Find out Kata is Haitian and her mom is just regular white, according to her. Che says that he's Indian, his dad is Indian, and his mother is also regular white. Blonde hair, blue eyes. They talked about their kiss and how they enjoyed it and the challenge, and they was just giggly and laughing. And I'm like, ooh, Zach, you in trouble, because she said this is her exact type. And they got good chemistry. Ooh. So Carl comes and pulls Aniya. Thank God, because she was pissing me off over there talking to Melanie and them over there throwing themselves a pity party. Even after seeing that video. They end up walking and they end up making small talk as they were walking to the speakeasy. Say less. And come to find out, he's half Chinese. I don't know what the other half of him is, but he's half Chinese. And he starts to ask her, like, what are the things that she wants to do. One of the things she said was travel. He ends up asking where she wants to travel. She says Japan. Ironically, he studied abroad in Japan as well, so he's fluent in it as well. And he starts speaking Mandarin and Japanese, and she said that she wants to learn, so he starts to teach her how to say her name, like how my name is, in Mandarin and in Japanese. He ends up telling her that she was pretty. Now, I don't know in what language he ended up telling her she was pretty in, but he ended up telling her she was pretty. It looked like it caught her off guard for a little bit, and she was like, oh, thank you. And she was like, you know, you made me blush. I'm just like, ooh, Aniya, she was like really showing 32 teeth talking to this man. And I think their whole vibe is really, it's a different vibe, of course, from her and KC, but it seems like this vibe is a little bit slower, but she enjoys it. They had good chemistry. A lot of people was mad that she didn't choose, like, they didn't keep Key or Chandler, but I'm just like, did they have conversations of substance? Because I seen Carl talking. I seen a lot of those guys that they chose, a lot of them talked. I didn't hear anything about Key unless production just didn't show us, but I'm just like, maybe there were other reasons why they didn't choose them. And I just feel like the way that y'all getting onto Aniya, y'all tried to get on Olandria with Jalen, and who was the other person? Olandria with Jalen, and Janae and Coy. Like, them men didn't have anything of substance, and or they just did not click with them. Like, y'all are really doing the most with Aniya, trying to call her colorist. And her own family is having to get online to say that all of her exes are black. So I'm confused where this whole colorism thing is coming into play. Let that girl explore how she want to explore. Y'all got on her about not exploring, so now that she is exploring, y'all got a problem with it. Ugh, y'all are annoying. Aniya says that Carl is very sophisticated and he's genuine and he's sweet. And she was just like, she just wants to fully immerse into the experience. So she goes in for a kiss for Carl. Of course, he obliges. They get to kiss, and it was a good kiss too. I said, okay. She ends up asking, did he want to share a bed with her that night? Of course, he said yes. Then he asked her, what is your breakfast order? Not even gonna lie, he swooned out of me, because at first I was like, ooh, oh no. But I had to really check myself and be like, yeah, I would have loved to see her with Key or Chandler, but like, who's to say that she liked them? Who's to say that they had good conversations? Like, we don't know all of that. So I had to kind of check my own biases and be like, girl, maybe that's not somebody that she felt like she clicked with, or any of the girls, because nobody chose them to stay. And I really don't like how not y'all, but y'all, like, social media and stuff is like trying to get on Aniya because who she's exploring isn't black. What? Just because that person was black don't mean nothing. Like, Koi, season 6, he didn't have any conversations of substance. Alendria, she didn't choose Jalen because she felt like she didn't connect with Jalen. Like, and y'all got onto those women, and I'm just like, babe, this is Love Island. Who says that they gotta be together for real in the real world? And trying to call her colorist or bring in colorism, and her family have to step in and defend her and say that her exes are black. Like, y'all do the most. Y'all need to check y'all biases for real. Next, it goes to Trinity and Corey. Now, they seem like they're a good match. They hit it off well. Have some things in common. Like, we know Trinity loves the dressing up, the makeup, the heels, and he says that he fell in love with fashion and like the designing and the marketing part of it. So I was like, okay, they clicked there. They talked about how they both love to cuddle, so it seemed like they had a lot of things in common. And they were laughing, he-heeing, both of them showing off 32 teeth. And I was like, okay, Trinity, I like this. Trinity was like, he's sweet. She said he's fun. I'm like, I know that's right, girl. But they end up, she was like, do you want to go to the photo booth? I said, sure. So they get up and they're walking, and he was like, this is what made me be like, Corey, I don't know. He said, I don't know about anybody else, but I'm here to stay. And I'm like, I hope so. Like, I hope you're not trying to come in here and, like, yes, it's a game show, but like, what else were your intentions? Like, anyway, they go to the photo booth and they get to talking and they start taking pictures. Now, in the midst of them talking and chatting the whole time, it cuts to Casa. Bryce is in shambles. When I say shambles, I mean shambles. Literal shambles. And saying how he misses Trinity and he knows she's the one for her. Said that he talked to the racist girl. He said a joke. She didn't get it. And him and Sincere, mind you, he's talking to Sincere. You notice how he didn't go to Zach. He went to Sincere. And, you know, he's just like very distraught and saying how when he told the joke, Alana didn't get it, but Trinity would have gotten it. And he's in his confessional sniffling and just, I'm just so upset. Like, he really seemed like he was throwing himself a pity party. But I feel like what it was, none of them girls in that Casa house want him. Because I have a feeling if somebody in that Casa house actually wanted him, he wouldn't be throwing himself a pity party outside. And I don't want to make it seem like he can't be emotional. He absolutely can. But it's just like, Bryce, I'm fully not sold. You almost had me, because I was like, do you like her for real? You almost had me, but I still got my eye on you. It cuts to Trinity, her and Corey kissing it down, honey. Okay, kissing it down in the midst of him cropping over there in Casa. And I said, ooh, Bryce, buckle up, buddy. Buckle up. But yeah, y'all, that was the end of the episode. I really, really enjoyed it. I was a little irritated with the picks. I was, that I had to go back and check my own biases as to why I thought they should have chose the black men's. But yeah, Aniya started to piss me off at the beginning of this episode. Towards the end, with her and Carl, she really redeemed herself. So I'm excited to see where that goes. I'm ready to see what Trinity and Corey goes, Che and Kata. So yeah, I'm ready to see. I'm ready to talk and commentate, especially based off that preview that we saw for next episode. It looks like it's finna get spicy over there. But yeah, go ahead and get down in the comments, like, comment, share, and tell a friend, and tell a friend, and tell a friend that we over here watching Love Island. And yeah, don't forget to follow me on my socials. And yeah, I hope everybody has a great day. And see y'all again soon. All right, bye.